One scary girl could wipe the floor with 10 Codys, yet one Cody could still beat the crap out of 3 Camerons. Today, I'm gonna show you the weakest versus the strongest total drama characters. 15th place. On the weak side, there's Tyler. He gets hit after hit after hit, almost in every episode he appears. But compared to other characters from the list, he's not that fragile. Now, on the strong side, there's Ryan. Just look at this guy. His neck is bigger than his girl's entire body. Yet all these muscles don't seem to be that functional. And at some point, Stephanie even said this.
I'll tell everybody that your pecs are actually implants.
14th place. On the weak side, we have Noah. He was demolished in the dodgeball game and got crushed a lot, especially by Owen. Not the sportiest guy. On the strong side, there's Ava. We saw her beat Sasquatch and Aqua and then wear his fur as some kind of trophy. And that was back in season 1, when the total drama power levels were still kind of realistic. 13th place. The weakling is Leonard. First things first, Sean himself called Leonard the weakest Pocket 2 Island character. Now besides his lack of athleticism, he also lacks something crucial for survival. Common sense. He had more confidence in his spell than Cody had when he tried to pull Gwen. On the strong side, there's DJ. Now, despite the snowflake DJ became in later seasons, Prime DJ was a one-man army. Remember when he pushed all his team across the lake? Or when he threw Owen off a cliff? I mean, the whole reason why he was invited to the show was because the producers spotted him pushing a row of 80 shopping carts across the parking lot. 12th place. On the weak side, there's Ezekiel. He got choked by Ava and beaten up by Bridget. Human Ezekiel didn't stand any chance. But Feral Ezekiel? I'll talk more about him a bit later in the video. On the other hand, there's Sierra. This is a weird case. Besides her incredible strength and her crazy stamina, she also has obnoxious damage resistance. 11th place. The weak one here is Sam. Despite his talented fingers, he's neither sporty nor intelligent. If we're honest, he was created to be comedic relief. On the other hand, we have Jasmine. Let's see. She's 7'5", carried a tree, held Leonard Sean at the same time, and managed to get past a bunch of burning lasers. 10th place. The weak one here is the Psycho Killer. I'm aware of the fact that he has chef's muscles, a hook, and a chainsaw, but a Psycho Killer shouldn't get beaten by a helpless teen girl.
Oh, that was totally uncalled for. Man, I am so out of here.
Now the strong one here is Alejandro. It's safe to say that Alejandro is a peak level athlete, walking with his hands and beating the living crap out of Cody. Plus, he even survived burning in lava. Only he and Feral Ezekiel were shown to be capable of surviving lava. 9th place. For the weak team, we have Beth. It really takes a lot of clumsiness to get defeated by a practice target or some paparazzi mannequin. She's also weak, slow, and naive. The only moment when she demonstrated to be a valuable player was in TDA's finale. On the flip side, the 9th strongest character in the series is Chef Hatchet. Now Chef is 7'3" and built like a bull, but although he's smaller than characters like Ryan, Chef really knows how to use those muscles. In season 1, he says that he served in the military. The only reason I didn't put him higher is because he was beaten by other stronger characters. 8th place. On the weak side, we have Junior. Now, to be honest, Junior didn't really show signs of being weak, but he's only 13, so every weak character that I mentioned earlier could beat him in a fight. But on the strong side, we have Scary Girl. All animals were scared of her, and the ones that were not so smart to run from her usually got demolished. But besides the bizarre strength, she also has all those horror movie abilities. She can turn her head at 180 degrees, make the camera glitch, and even sneak out whenever she wants to. 7th place. The weak one here is Max. Now honestly, that evil brain of his worked sometimes. I mean, he was able to build some crazy inventions, but most of the time he was just pathetic. If it wasn't for Scarlet, he would have gotten eliminated or even died in the first few episodes. On the strong side, we have Caleb. Remember that he used to casually train his legs with a giant rock and take a yacht as his sparring partner. Plus, just look at that grandiose physique. But besides his pure strength, Caleb also proved to be very fast and agile. 6th place. On the weak side, there's Stacy. In the very first episode of Revenge of the Island, she got sprayed up by Anne Maria, almost drowned, and showed no signs of being strong. Plus, she's way too confident in her fake-ass stories. On the strong side, there's Izzy. Now, the reason I've put her so high on this list is because she has a ridiculous amount of combat skills. She's very smart, she's very athletic, she knows martial arts better than Chef, and she can literally make an explosive out of random things. But besides these things, she managed to survive on the island alone for a long period of time. 5th place. The weak one here is Dave. First of all, he's terrified of everything, even germs. He's skinny, unathletic, and cries way too much for nothing. The only moment that he got close to being a strong character was during Sky's fantasy, but not even that could redeem him. The worst part? Bro tapped into the Sigma Wolf meme before it was even a thing. Now the strongest one here is the Swedish masseuse. Just take a look at this scene.
Not so hard. I beg of you. Your hands are like sharp dust.
I bet Alejandro preferred to be in lava right now. 4th place. As much as I like her, here we have Ella. She's beautiful, delicate, and innocent. Perfect for a Disney princess, horrible for a total drama character. Throughout Pocket 2 Island, she was constantly bullied by Sugar and even beaten by Max during a challenge. But the biggest humiliation? She got rejected by Dave! Fucking Dave! He got one good thing going for him and he fumbled that too.
Are you okay? I'm fine. It's just that my heart is filled with sorrow.
Now on the strong side, there's Mal. Love him or hate him, he was evil enough to scare all the animals from Boney Island, and he ran Duncan's juvie. You may say that he doesn't deserve to be so high on the list, but he literally beat Spider Izzy and broke Alejandro's wrist. 3rd place. On the weak side, we have Cody. Where should I begin? He has a ton of allergies, gets beaten up by Gwen, gets beaten up by a bear, gets beaten up by Gwen again, gets abused by Sarah for a whole season, and he's one of the most physically incapable players that ever stepped into the show. The only great moment he had was in Grease's piece, but honestly, that was a cheap shot. And Duncan was already beaten up throughout the episode. Now the strong one here is Lightning. He might have not had the brains, but he managed to punch his way through the entire time. He beat Fang, Feral Ezekiel, and this giant mutant monster. But besides this, we also saw him bend iron bars with his bare hands and pick up the confessional cabin, which by the way, Chef mentioned to be indestructible. But how did he become so strong? Genetics. His father is a professional NFL player with 4 championship rings. For context, in the entire NFL history, there are only 36 players with more than 4 rings. 2nd place. The weakling is Cameron. Now in Cameron's defense, his mom kept him in a bubble most of his life. He weighs less than a doll, struggles to hold a butterfly, and gets beaten around by everybody else. If it wasn't for that big brain of his, Cameron would have been doomed. As for the strong one, in this place, we have Feral Ezekiel. I know that Lightning once beat Ezekiel, but let's be honest, this dude has super strength, lava resistance, and spits acid. Lightning just got lucky. Plus, in Total Drama All-Stars, he basically became the king of the mutants. That adds another layer of power. But now, it's time for 1st place. The weakest, most pathetic, most injury-prone characters are the Adversity Twins. Fun fact, the design for the Adversity Twins was initially made for Cameron, so they're at least as weak as him.
Mickey gets nosebleeds when he goes up too high too fast. Makes it pretty tough to take flights or, go up really tall towers. Ow! Paper cut!
But unlike him, they seem to also have Dave's brain and Cody's allergies. They basically gathered the worst weakness from each Total Drama character. But now the question remains, who is the strongest Total Drama character? Well, there's one person who can beat Feral Ezekiel and every single member from this list. Dakota's She's 10'10", can jump higher than 150 feet, and managed to beat up almost every mutant monster she encountered. Not to mention that after Revenge of the Island, she became a professional fighter. But of course, in the Total Drama universe, being the strongest character doesn't make you the best character. If you want to see what the best versus worst Total Drama characters are, I know the video just for you.